Podcast live.
Well, here we are back again today for another edition of Trey's Chow Live on Friday. And as usual, we got the guys there in the studio. I still don't know how they do all that. And I can't believe somebody gave me my own show. I'm in studio today with Alex and Kevin with Twin Peaks. We're going to talk to them here in a minute, but we're going to talk first about some hot topics real quick. We've got the Taste of Dallas. They've got it tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. And Sunday you got John Teaser and another chef battling out in a chef competition. Tonight we have Whiskeys of the World. I can't wait, like 100 different whiskeys going to be there. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to try every one of them.
Oh,
I'm Ubering. And they got chef competitions, and they've got all kinds of different contests. It's going to be a great weekend. So if you're in town or in DFW area, head over to the Taste of Dallas. And next weekend, y'all heard me talk about it for a month. We have the Wagyu roundup and beef cook-off that is being done by a Wagyu group, and it's going to be fantastic. We've got 20 celebrity chefs that are cooking. We've got a bunch of cook teams, and if you want to cook and you got $150, you got a cook team, come on down to Blainstone Lodge because you can win up to $2,500 cash, a trip to Belize.
Man.
Yeah,
Maybe I got to enter that thing.
Yeah, you can, for chefs, it's free dinner.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it's a hell of a deal. So that's next Saturday, 12 to noon at the beautiful new Blainstone Lodge. They spent millions building this place. And they're going to have it's got a motocross track. It's got a four-wheel track. It's got a clay shooting place. It's got an ATV place. It's got a place they drive the Range Rover stuff. It's a huge deal. It's neat.
What toys don't they have?
No, they got everything. Oh, I'll tell you what else they have. They have these big, you can rent a bulldozer or a crane or a backhoe and drive it to move dirt and stuff around too.
Well, I know what I'm doing for my birthday now.
They call it a toy box. Yeah. All right, also, we got some great news. We have 3 new radio stations that have agreed to go in syndication partnership with us. They're going to be re-airing our show, and that's BigStar97.com, TheBull103.com, and WKYN 1073, the Radio Rocks, and that's WKYNradio.rocks, WKYNradio.rocks. So we're now on 7 stations rebound broadcasting the show, which is awesome.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it just goes to show how much people love chefs and restaurants and food and drink.
Yeah.
All right, now we got hot topics out of the way. We're going to get down to busy with the Twin Peaks boys. Okay. Alex, man, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Trey.
Kevin, thanks for coming in, brother.
Thank you for having me, sir.
You bet, man. Oh, you remember the mic deal.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we got Alex and Kevin with Twin Peaks. So we're going to get started. We're going to talk a little bit about history about both of you so people kind of get comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And I met y'all a month ago, right? About a month ago at the Twin Peaks. We did a tasting at Twin Peaks in Fort Worth over Brian Irving.
Yeah.
Is that what that one's called?
Absolutely. We call it the South Fort Worth
Fort Worth store. Yeah, because North Fort Worth store. That's right. That's a good. That's probably right. It is South Fort Worth. Although it's a jazzy South Fort Worth.
Yeah.
On the river.
Yeah, we don't take it for granted.
No,
it's a beautiful location.
Wonderful view.
Yeah.
I mean, we met before just that, though, at some of the food stuff around town.
We did, and I think we met last year too. Didn't we say hi at
the Chef for Farmers event?
Chef for Farmers,
which is incredible, man.
Shout out for Chef for Farmers. That's gonna be awesome.
Absolutely.
Irish and their team did a great job.
Yeah.
Okay, so where'd you grow up first?
So I was born and raised in Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C., capital.
Yeah. Just outside. My dad worked for the Department of Ag for a long time.
Okay, so he's federal.
Yeah. Not anymore. They moved to Minnesota, so I went to high school there. And
Wait. You went from cold Washington to freezing Minnesota?
Oh, yeah.
Most people go from cold to warm. You went from cold
Canadian
to freezing.
blood in me, too.
Right? Well, there's hockey in Minnesota. It's not really hockey in Washington, right?
I got SPF 100 on just in this studio, man. I think these lights will tan me in here.
Are you that bad serious?
Oh, man. It's bad.
Is it?
I go from white to red and then back to white again.
That's funny, man. That's funny. So you moved to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And where'd you live in what town in Minnesota?
So I lived in Minneapolis, St. Paul for a really long time. I fell in love with cooking when I was about 12.
Oh, wow.
Started working illegally, washing dishes and prepping.
You know what? So many chefs that come in here, and it's funny because this is why I started this show, because chefs don't talk about this. They don't have time to talk about it in public, but so many chefs have told me they started when they were 10, 11, 12, 13. Blaine said he started when he was 14, and he said if he never saw another tray of bacon in his life, for 2 summers he cooked bacon. That's all he did was cook bacon for his big hotels, Marriott or something. Yeah.
It took month or two, and I was addicted.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never give it up. It didn't matter. Whatever they told me to do, it could be the worst job. I did it with a smile, and I did it faster than anybody else could.
And that was in Minnesota?
Yeah, and I just kind of built up from there. And then I cook at home all the time, watch every cooking show you can imagine.
Back then, the cooking shows were different, though.
Back then, it was really, I learned how to like hold a knife from Yen Can Cook. If you remember that?
Cook,
Martin Yen?
Yeah. Wait, there was Yen Can Cook. There was who was the other guy? I'll think about what we go along. I'll think about, but yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and like Jacques Pepin and stuff. I mean, it's PBS. I didn't even have cable back then.
See, those shows, those were more about the actual cooking and the process. Nowadays, it's more about the chef, the dish, a little bit of talking, kind of what goes on. It's the formats have changed a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
Hold the knife like this, chop this up. Who cares about measuring? Throw it in there. It tastes good.
That's right.
And then, I worked my way through high school, saved up every dollar I could, bought my own car, moved out to New York, went to the CIA at Hyde Park for 4 years.
You're the 4 chefs coming here on the show that's been the CIA.
It was a big deal. And it kind of got even bigger right after I had been there.
I'm guessing the more celebrity chefs go there, or they say they've been there, the stronger it's going to get as you go on.
I think so. I think a big part of it is, from the time you're little now, it's ingrained into you that you need to go to college.
Yeah.
Well, if you go and tell your parents, my dad, who's a university professor,
right. Oh God,
hey, I want to go to culinary school, they do not take that well.
They don't, do they?
But then you go to somewhere like the CIA or some of these other institutes around that take it very seriously. It's like going to a military school.
Yeah.
They walk in there, they're like, oh man, I can get it.
Yeah.
We can get behind you on this. They see how professional it is.
Because they have to teach you the nuts and bolts. They have to teach you it's serious. It's not a playtime when you're doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, these guys couldn't have a beard, couldn't have your sideburns halfway down your ear. Otherwise, you couldn't eat. These guys would dry shave you in school with like a dull cleaver.
Gordon Ramsay on steroids, huh?
Now, man, they made me a better man.
Yeah.
Big time. I mean, these are, huge old chefs that have been through some serious fights.
Funny story. You said you're from Minnesota, and I, my family, we owned a bunch of restaurants, and one of the restaurants franchises we bought into and we brought in Texas was Dairy Queen. Yeah. Well, I had to go to school at Dairy Queen. The main school's in Minneapolis. Let me tell you something. I could have chose 3 different times to go there, but I thought, I'm gonna just, I don't want to go there in the summer because I want my summer to myself. I'm gonna go there in the winter. Oh, well, let me tell you something. It snowed so much the first day I was there at the hotel, they lost the vans. They couldn't find the damn vans. The vans were buried in snow. That's how much it snowed the first night I was there.
Surprised they even get started.
Cold. They had to have somebody come get us, and they were making the things in the road. I mean, it was like snow was like 5 feet high. They lost the vans in like drifts because if they're parked up, the snow would drift. If it would blow. Mm-hmm. So that's then that's my story about Minneapolis. I never went back after that school.
Hey, you tell me, we'll go up. I'll show you a good time. We'll go in the summer though, not the winter. All right.
Yeah. All right. So you did that, and then
I graduated right at the end of 2008. So right when the recession was really hitting hard, with a 4-year business degree. So I moved back to Minnesota and started hitting every restaurant circuit I could pretty much do. Any experience I could get. Country clubs, private clubs, corporate restaurants, independent restaurants. I ended up owning my own 2 bars.
Oh, bars.
For a while. That's what gave me all this gray hair.
Yeah. Well, that sets you right for what we're going to talk about in a minute. Kevin, where are you from?
I was born in New York, but raised in Killeen, Texas.
Killeen. So how long, when you say you're born in New York, how long were you young when you moved?
Yeah, real young. My little brother was born in Texas, so I was probably 2 when we moved.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah, real young.
So you moved to, how in the world do you find Killeen from New York?
Military family.
Good question. Got me, good answer. Yeah, good question, good answer, yeah. Well, that's good.
Military family.
Yeah, people are still doing that now.
Majority of my family was in one way or another. A few family members still in, so yes, sir.
So when did you fall in love with cooking?
My grandma was a cook for the local CTC college, Central Texas College, and one of her best friends was actually the executive chef, Chef Chester. So just hanging around there, hanging around them, and then needed a job after freshman year in college and started off as a dishwasher. I'm going at it since then.
You started at the bottom and just worked up. That's good.
Yes, sir. Busiest day, Mother's Day.
Busiest day. Yeah, that's when you started.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Mother's Day.
My friend Keith Button Hicks, and he owns restaurants. He's been on Guy Show, all that stuff. But his restaurant, his big that he had, he just moved. But the big restaurant he had, he'd always, the first thing he'd do is, I got something. I got a station I want to show you. Come right this way, young man.
Sounds about right.
He said if they make it past the first week, then they're good.
I'm with them. No glamorous. Get the nuts and bolts of it.
Can't start at the top in that business. No. Can't do that.
Oh yes.
So you did that? You just kind of worked your way up from there?
Just worked my way up from there. 4 years at one location, then spent 3 years in Afghanistan cooking for the military. Then I came home. That was a different experience on all type of levels, from cooking from one, but just overall life.
Was there any stress level? Were you in a part where there wasn't a lot of stress?
No. There's plenty of stress level in the middle of a war zone. So
I haven't been, so I don't claim to know anything about it. I just what I see, but I don't know if like the offsite berries are better than other places, or if it's just all around you. I don't know.
The way I try to tell people is, a rocket doesn't have a name on it. Anything can come over the wire. So it's real stressful at times, and then you try to make the best of it. Meet a lot of people from different countries, learn a few different languages. I used to know a little bit of Spanish before I went over there, and now I know nothing. Hanging around other languages and stuff. So it was a
pretty hard language over there, though.
Well, so many different dialects and just So I mean, learn a little bit of things about.
Did you have trouble sleeping, or?
Yeah, at first, I'm not gonna lie. The first few months, and then you get used to it, and come back on R&R. You're a night out from the difference in time, and so over there when it's morning, it's night here. It's just completely different. So it was a real good experience.
Good experience for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So you are from two different parts of the country.
Yeah.
So how did you two meet? Did y'all meet with Twin Peaks? Is that where y'all met?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
That's neat. And how long y'all been working together?
Well, so I've been with the parent company for about 5 years.
Okay.
Open up the other concepts for front burner restaurants.
That's right.
But I've been working with or hand in hand with Twin Peaks that whole time. Kind of do a lot of collaborative stuff.
So these guys, just so you know, these guys are the concept chefs. That's the correct term, right? Mm-hmm. The concept chefs for Twin Peaks. Is it only Twin Peaks you're the concept chefs for?
Correct.
Okay. And they're the concept chefs for Twin Peaks, and their corporate office is here in DFW, correct?
Yep. Right off the Tollway and Beltline.
That's right, off Tollway and Beltline. And what other restaurants does your company own?
So right now, Kevin and I are both just 100% Twin Peaks.
Okay.
What I used to work for, Front Burner, is Mexican Sugar, Whiskey Cake, Ida Claire, Velvet Taco,
right.
What am I forgetting? 60 Vines,
right,
the Food Hall, Ranch, Haywire.
Right.
I mean,
I really do like Whiskey Cake. I don't know if is that a concept they bought or
nope. We developed that from scratch.
I like Whiskey Cake.
Yeah,
they're on my burger list every. They got a good hamburger there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's no joke.
Yeah, I really like that place. So Front Burner owns Twin Peaks.
They used to.
Okay. So okay, I got you. Okay.
We shared owners for a very long time.
Okay, and then they split.
Yeah.
Okay, got you now. All right. So you two. So you were with the parent company, then you went to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And then you two met at Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And how long y'all been working together now?
About a year,
almost.
I mean, on and off. I've been developing.
Yeah.
You seem, but because when y'all were when I spent a lot of time with you that one day, y'all worked really well together. So
Absolutely.
It seemed like it was a lot longer than a year to me. That's why I asked that question.
Well, I've known him. I've met him at a rollout. He came. I believe it was a turkey burger.
Yeah.
And it was a turkey burger rollout. Alex brought us the turkey burger.
For people who are listening, when he says rollout, that's when they roll out a new product, a new dish, a new concept. Either it's gone from concept to menu, so they're rolling it out. So
and it's a big deal for Twin Peaks because we're 85 restaurants strong in 26 states, and we got one in Russia. We're about to open in Mexico City.
Yeah.
So a rollout is a very big deal.
Yeah. So let's dispel the myth right now because, and like I told you, when I first went, when I think it's Champion that contacted me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Champion to come meet with y'all.
Absolutely.
I was under the impression that Twin Peaks was a bar. Now you have to understand, I can't. Even though I review drinks, I review restaurants, I review bars and music.
Yeah.
But I can't get everywhere. And Twin Peaks is one of those places where, like, okay, I'll get there when I'll just on my list. I'll get there when I get there.
Yeah.
And then when they called me, I said, so I went after I met with y'all, I had a whole new and I guess a whole new. It was a whole new meaning for me what Twin Peaks meant. The name Twin Peaks. It's not really just a bar at all. It is it's a culinary. The culinary delights y'all have are phenomenal from start to finish, from up to down, from desserts to all your smoked meats and stuff. And then you have great drink specials. The drink specials blew my mind. Some of the least expensive, some of the greatest drinks, but the least expensive that I've seen in town.
Yeah, it's a blessing really to work for this company. The size we are, it means that we can do really high end bourbon. We can do craft cocktails, and we can do it at a price cheaper than anybody else.
And that's the thing. People don't see you as most the average person does not see you at a restaurant. They see you as a bar or a place for guys to go look at girls, and it's not that at all.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's the theory.
I mean,
Twin Peaks. You know,
I don't want to tell you and use the H word. Right, of who everybody compares us against.
It's not even close.
Not even close.
No.
And we've been trying to dispel that for a long, long time. We're almost 100% scratch kitchen.
You are.
We juice everything every morning for the bar.
Yeah.
We got guys making crystal clear ice balls to do the big brass push down displays, and we're teaching really good looking girls that look, you got to know your stuff too, right? You have to know what Pappy 25 tastes like.
That's right. Yeah.
Really, right?
Yeah.
And you better know, like, hey, this guy likes his ribeye that way, and he comes twice a week
for a reason.
And you take care of him. It doesn't matter if he wants a 29 degree Mick Ultra or does he want a $200 shot of McKellen.
Yeah.
And that's why we just have been blowing up.
So do y'all? So we're going to talk about the menu after the break, but I want to ask. So let's talk about the way the servers and everybody's trained. Twin Peaks is got a zero tolerance for pretty much anything. They don't put up with anything.
Absolutely.
Whether it be sexual harassment or anything, it's a serious work environment. And when people come to work for you, there's a training program. And are they trained on the cuisine and food as well? The culinary aspect.
Absolutely. And I would say what has brought our brand to where we are and allows us to be flexible and deal with doing stuff scratch is how amazing our training department is. And Kevin works really closely with them, but kind of the whole
office.
Company, office, everybody. I mean, every single location strives to be a training department, training store.
Everybody that I met that day for those 2 hours that Jen and I were there was incredibly nice, incredibly knowledgeable. I mean, if I asked them about the menu, they knew. Because you go in a lot of places nowadays and you ask somebody about a menu, even the high-dollar restaurants, and they're like, I don't know. And sometimes they make up stuff.
Yeah, true. So we're always trying to innovate.
Yeah.
Right now, we're really cell phone based on the training and small little modules to just kind of, if that's how somebody wants to learn. Okay. You can go as fast or as slow as you want.
So explain me that real quick. Explain me that, what you're talking about. And just for layman's terms, let's talk about it in a minute.
So really, we have a Twin Peaks app.
You got Twin Peaks app for training.
For training that has every piece of information you could ever want.
On their phone, at their fingertips.
At their fingertips. And with a search bar where you can just type in, for instance, ribs. Here comes the recipe for ribs and the picture for ribs and how we cook it. But then we also go as far as doing tests to follow up with everybody so they know that they have that. And the girls can progress, the guys in the kitchen progress and kind of step everybody to learn. But you can really, the best part, because we're kind of broadening our whole business.
Sure.
We got girls that want to learn more about beer. Well, we send them to our brewery.
Yeah, that's right. You have your own brewery too. Yeah. It's just, we got a lot going on. This is great. This is
exactly, right? So we have girls that are now trained and can tell you, how do you brew beer in a commercial brewery?
Yeah.
And then they go back to their stores and they're a bartender and they go, that beer that you got in front of you is pretty special. Yeah. And they're like, guys are like, what do you mean? Be like, well, just so you know, it's probably the freshest thing you can get in Texas right now because it was brewed a week ago.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. It's this is what I tell everybody because the hardest thing in a restaurant is to emulate your restaurant concept and your employees for each location.
Yeah.
And me being in that business, training was the hardest. And nowadays with and we're going to talk about your rotation too with people, it's very low.
Yeah.
But nowadays with people rotating from job to job to job, training is essential. You have to spend the time to train them, and being on a phone app, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's taken it to a whole other level. I remember the days you used to have to get a piece of paper and a book, go sit in a room, watch a video. They had like 20 videos for each thing you want to learn, and they wouldn't remember 10% of it.
Yeah. Kevin and I film those videos all the time. But the cool thing, right, is we're trying to get same thing. We're trying to get even tighter. Like you see ads on Facebook or ads wherever online, it's not 30 seconds anymore. It's 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So now our training videos are cut down to, let's make it fun. Let's make it funny and engaging. And how we show them in 6 seconds, that's what they're going to make the drink.
And that's the thing. My videos, like even when I'm on Fox or ABC or whatever I do, they got to be under 3 minutes. They have to be, and the optimum time is under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because longer than that, people just click off. They gone. Unless they want, unless it's a podcast like this, where they have time to sit down and watch it or whatever, or they'll save it and finish watching it the next deal.
Yeah.
But as far as is it food episodes or drinks, pictures or whatever, 2 minutes or less is that's the optimum time. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we have these guys in our office that are really great, and they can be really flexible and kind of move on a dime. And we say, you know what? I think we should do a new training video on this, this, and this. All right, let's do it this week. And then they upload it, and
there you go.
There's no cost to it because we've got the app.
So I heard, I caught you said Kevin spends a lot of time. How do y'all split? Because y'all are a team. You're a concept team. So how do y'all split your duties? How do you delegate each other your duties? Do you share them, or do you go do 2 other things and bring them together and talk about how do you delegate your duties to each other?
It kind of depends on the day, really.
Yeah, it depends. If it's the food, he's in charge. I mean, I answer to him on the food, so he'll say, this is what I'm looking for, this is what we're doing, and we'll go back and forth on that. When it comes to actual operation side of things, there's other people that we talk to and figure out what they need and go help them out, support them. And
I mean, we have, like we were talking about before the show, I mean, we have low turnover. We have guys in our office that have done every job. I mean, and now they're director level guys, right? They started as a manager.
That's cross training. See, that is the most key essential thing in the restaurant business is cross training, whether they're in the kitchen or whether they're front. But for me, when I own my restaurants, a cross training, I wanted, even though the back of the house was in the back of the house, I wanted them to have a little bit of knowledge of what goes on in the front of the house, and I would make them work up front as well for a little bit, and come back and do little things so they would know both. Because cross training, they have a better perspective of everybody's job. Yeah. And if someone doesn't show up, and you got to have somebody just for an hour or something, bam.
We like to be way more collaborative. So like he says, I'm in charge of the food. Well, I'm the guy that just tries to be creative and take in everything you can around the country and say, I think this will work for us. And then we bring in these guys that have worked for us for 10 years and done every job. And I say, do you think it would work? And then they go, maybe we've got to tweak it like this. I mean, that's how it's gotten to where we are. And we're doing really, really well.
Yeah.
Let's be collaborative.
So when you do y'all, how many people collaborate on a new dish? Like, does someone say we want to do this, or who comes up with the ideas? Who's the creative force behind all the dishes like on the menu now?
That would be me.
Okay, so you come up, you take from what you see, because you travel a lot. You take what you see around, or what you felt like it will work, and then you tweak it for
Absolutely.
Twin Peaks. Okay,
but at the same time too, I mean, our CEO, our COO, we're in 26 states, so they're traveling 2 weeks out of the month.
Yeah,
and they'll send me pictures and say, hey, this is pretty cool. Let's take a look at it. Okay. I'm not going to say no. I'd rather have this huge database of all these recipes that I go, this is the Twin Peaks version of that burger. This is the Twin Peaks version of that brisket. And then we find a time that it works for us, because really it's just, we'd look at the food that it's men wanting to hang out, drink a beer, and what are they going to eat with that?
I know she didn't say it's the Twin Peaks version of that pecan pie.
Yeah, you like that pecan pie though, right?
Yeah, I did.
I brought you a bunch. Don't worry.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to. What time is it? I don't have my glasses. Oh yeah, we're gonna go to break here in a second. I just caught that. I'm getting good at this gig. His shoulder's blocking my damn clocks over there, but I was like, oh well, we're gonna
feel it.
Yeah, I just feel it. Isn't that funny? So we're going to go to a break here because they're capitalists, and for some reason they like to pay bills around here. They want to get money for all the stuff they built around the studio.
Hey man, it's a beautiful studio. So what do they got to do?
Yeah, they make me look good. A little light here, a little more light there, a little good sound. We're going to go to a break, and then after the break, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the Twin Peaks menu, from scratch menu.
Yeah.
How everything's built, how everything's created, and how everything's built or plated in the house. For each restaurant. So we'll see y'all in a few minutes. Bye.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-452-1075. 800-452-1075. That's 800-452-1075.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-452-1075. 800-452-1075. That's 800-452-1075.
Yeah. All right, and we're back. We're back in this crazy show, Trey Chow Live here at Spoonie. As you can see here, on the table. There we go. Look at that. Look at this. Some of this delicious they got here. So we're going to talk. We're here again with the Twin Peaks chefs, Alex and Kevin. And we're going to talk, what most of y'all don't know is that Twin Peaks is a from-scratch kitchen now. What percentage of them? Almost all of them, right?
Almost all of it.
Almost all of them made. They have their own smokers for every store, every location.
Correct. We smoke in-house.
Everything is built fresh every day.
Yeah.
Fresh vegetables, fresh ingredients. And I was blown away when I went. I was literally blown away when I went. I was shocked. I mean, I just couldn't. First of all, they just kept bringing food out to me. I was like, shit, I felt guilty, man. But I ate it all, didn't I?
Yeah.
But I tried. Help me remember what all I tried. The chicken fried steak had to be the size of it was bigger than a plate.
Yeah. So it's two pieces that are about the size of a normal dinner plate put together.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, everything's breaded right then. You order it. It gets breaded and it gets fried.
That's held in the freezer, which is people. No. That's the stigma, because like the other chain that we want to talk about, a lot of that stuff is frozen. Come on off a truck and then been popped in a fryer. So I tried that day. I ate chicken fried steak,
smoked wings.
I ate the regular. I ate
pork sandwich.
I had the ribs.
Wedge salad.
Let's talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Billionaire bacon.
That was, yeah. What kind of bacon was that?
Billionaire bacon, sir.
Yeah, billionaire. They got a wedge salad with billionaire bacon. Now, how in the hell can a guy go wrong with billionaire bacon?
I mean, you cover it with blue cheese, put some candied bacon on it. How can you go wrong?
You can't go wrong. That candied bacon was delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, that salad, I pretty much ate, when I got home, I ate the rest of that. I used to look like a pig in front of everybody there. Because everybody running around there. And was it operations guy here that day?
Yeah. Sean, one of our directors of operations.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Yeah, good personality.
And, I mean, there's 2 bars in that location, too. I mean, it's crazy. That patio is beautiful.
Yeah.
Where you and your girlfriend were sitting out on?
Yeah.
I mean, over that little
lake. Yeah, that lake is beautiful.
Yeah.
Man. So they brought all this out. Then they brought 2 drinks, and for life, I can't remember the drinks. I had so much stuff. I have it written down at home, but
yeah, we did some of our old-fashioned style drinks,
which is really good.
We did the one with the bacon in it, the Russell's Billionaires.
That's right. I had a piece of bacon in it.
Yeah, so that's Russell's Reserve, one of our barrel select. So we go and pick our own whiskey all the time too.
Okay, now hang on, let's talk about the drinks a little bit.
Absolutely.
We'll go back to the food. We're going to talk about this pecan pie in a minute.
Your favorite,
which I drive 50 miles round trip for. Okay, so let's talk about the drinks. Y'all, just take us through. Y'all, how many different whiskeys do y'all have?
Oh man,
whiskeys and bourbons. Give me an about.
Over 100
easily.
From super high end to, we do Deep Eddy and all those types of guys too. We like whatever somebody wants to have that kind of experience.
Right.
We're gonna have it there so they can have that experience.
Right, and you make everything's made fresh. Everyone juicers and all stuff, right? It's all fresh.
They juice lemons, they juice limes, they juice oranges. I mean,
all fresh.
all fresh.
Every morning.
If you get an old fashioned, the girl takes a peeler, takes an orange, cuts that peel off. I mean, why mess with it? It's great.
Because it's good that way. And your prices are what blew me away. And your prices are right there. It's not like it's a one-day deal. It's on the menu. It's printed on the dadgum menu what the prices are.
I was blown away, too. Really, when I started with Twin Peaks, I was like, man, this is cheap. In a good way, right?
No, in a good way, not a bad way. What are some of the favorite drinks that you like there?
So our most recent one that I'm really, really digging is the spicy margarita. That was one of the ones you had too.
Yeah, Jenna liked that one.
Right, with the muddled jalapenos in it, and a couple
and you
fresh
had
ones.
your fresh couple on the top of it.
Yeah, a little bit of cilantro.
that was good.
It's real good.
Yeah, I think
you get the little bit of heat to fight the tequila, but not in a bad way.
I'm not saying anything about Jenna, but she did drink that whole drink.
Oh yeah,
she did.
And the Paloma too.
Yeah, she did.
She seems like a tequila lady.
yeah. I wish she would. Okay, so that was in the Paloma. What was in that one? That was really good too.
So that's grapefruit flavored tequila,
right?
Fresh grapefruit juice, a little bit of lime, and simple syrup. I mean, keep it simple, really.
And what are some of the? I got a friend, Ronnie Dempsey, just loves bourbon. He'll drink you out of bourbon. What do y'all make any drinks with the bourbon? Any custom drink?
Absolutely. I mean, we're to the point where you can get it neat. We have the fancy ice program that we were talking about. We do smoked cocktails.
Yeah, wait, but we didn't do that online. Online. I'm saying online. We didn't do it. We were live. So talk about the ice program. What y'all do with the ice?
Yeah, so we have. The barbacks every morning are freezing ice cubes. Crystal clear, big format stuff to use a big brass press to.
What is the? Can you tell me the process real quick? What that entails? What is that?
So really, to get rid of all the myths, right? To get a super clear ice, you just have to freeze it slow. You don't need filtered water. You don't need hot water. It's the process of freezing real slow from the bottom up that pushes all the air out, and it is crystal clear.
So the muggy is air.
Yeah.
Air crystal or air pockets?
It's just air pockets trapped in the ice. So we use a new company called Wintersmith that is pretty much the little rubber molds that you see everywhere.
Right.
But then you put that into a styrofoam insulated box. And it freezes about, 4 balls every 12 hours, maybe longer, depending on your freezer.
That's not very fast.
It's not very fast. We have a lot of them, but man, does it make the drinks look good.
But good things take a little while to make.
They do.
Just like from scratch food.
Absolutely. And I mean, so you get whiskey like that. You can get, middle of the road whiskey. We do a lot of Buffalo Trace and things like that.
Listen, I don't know what it is, but for me, when I have a glass of whiskey with one clear round or big glass cube, it just tastes better. I don't know. Why is that? Perception?
No, I think it really does taste better. You're getting colder with less water going into it.
And I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe the clear ice, the clear ice I had at Clay Pigeon, your place and stuff, other places, it's all filtered. So I'm sure that has something to do with it. Because if you don't use filtered water, then it's going to have that chlorine or that twang to it. So I guess that's all. But yeah, it tastes so good that way.
I mean, some of our stuff too, the whiskeys. I mean, we go to Kentucky and pick 15 barrels from different distilleries. So it's not even just the normal whiskey you're used to. If it's, say, some of the guys at Heaven Hill or the Russell's Reserve.
Sure.
I mean, we go and pick the barrel of Russell's Reserve.
You go there.
Yeah, that we specifically want that taste.
You don't call on the phone order. You go there. He goes there and picks that. So do they taste each barrel or what do they do?
We'll taste through 8 to 10 barrels and pick the flavor profile that we want.
I think I want that job.
It's great. you let me know. You come along. Day 3 gets rough.
Oh, yeah. I bet it does.
Day 3 gets real rough.
Yeah. Gotta power through it, baby.
And then the new one this year is we're going to start doing that same process with tequila. So I got a couple trips down to Guadalajara planned. We're going to go to Jalisco down in Mexico.
Okay.
And
so now you said Mexico. Hang on. So you're opening up. You're opening up the first Twin Peaks in Mexico.
Yeah, we got
Is that going to be in conjunction with that trip, or no?
We'll probably do 2 trips. I don't know if I can do business and pleasure at the same time like that, but I mean, we have a group of guys down in Mexico City that want to open up 8 restaurants in the next 3 years.
Do you and Kevin both go, or do you?
Both of us will definitely be there for that one.
Okay, I guess it's all hands on at that point, isn't it?
I can't do that one without Kevin.
Well,
So.
we talked about this. It's just a training issue. You talk when someone opens up a new franchise, you're there to do anything they need help with.
Absolutely. Anything. Any question they could have answered, we're there. The whole step
That
of the
way, no matter where anybody goes to a Twin Peaks in the world, it's all emulated exactly the same,
Yeah.
which is what's important to y'all.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be there for the first 3 or 4, and he'll definitely be there for the first 1 or 2. But after that, yeah, we still have support and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
I mean,
But you're
I'm
comfortable with what they're doing, operational wise.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're about, we also have a lot of corporate stores too. So
Yeah.
from you that have been in the business
Sure,
before,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
kind of splits, but
You have to keep that though, because I think I think if a company has no corporate stores, they lose all the aspect of what the restaurant is, what's
it supposed to be,
what's it supposed to be, what the people want, what they need to give their customer base. It's important. I don't like that idea. I think there needs to be a certain percentage of always corporate restaurants.
Absolutely.
Because you can try out all your new stuff in there too.
Yep.
And see what works, what doesn't work.
Yep.
Scrap it, man. You know. Okay, so we talked about the drinks. Now let's talk about the from scratch menu because the menu's big. And I told you I had a lot of DMs. I had when I make a post on social media, I don't get a lot of DMs about inquiries, but I got between 3 and 6 DMs about Twin Peaks. Oh, it's a bar. It's not a bar. It's a restaurant. And even y'all's name now, if you go to social media, it says Twin Peaks Restaurants.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And people don't realize everything's from scratch. So let's kind of go through the start from the appetizers down. Just you'll pick a few items, go all the way down, and let's talk about each one of them.
Well, I mean, just kind of give you the broad picture of it, right? We try and do everything fresh, never frozen.
Never.
Like we get fresh chicken wings in almost every day. Some of them go into the smoker, so we do them smoked and grilled. The ribs come in, we marinate them, rub them down, put them in the smoker. I mean,
That's these beautiful things right here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
it's straight up home cooking, really, just done in a professional kitchen.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes, we peel potatoes every morning and make mashed potatoes. It's not, to us, it's not rocket science. We just are going to do it the old way. Might be a little bit harder, but it's the right way.
Right. Some people say from scratch, and that's one dish in their restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Oh, no.
Yeah, no. Like there's a lot of restaurants, clay pigeon, knife. Those are all from scratch. But
Yeah.
when people look at places that are multiple locations, they think, oh, they're not doing, but they are. It is from scratch. And you said smoker.
Yeah.
Tell everybody about your smoker program. Each store has its own smoker, which y'all had designed, correct?
Yeah, we tested quite a few different smokers. We ended up with a company that it really supports us well. When we made the move, they built 85 smokers for us to go into every single location.
Well, I'm sure they love that.
Because of kind of what we have going on. They're programmable, right? So we can take a little bit of the guesswork out for the cooks, but it's still real. I mean, they load it up with wood in the morning. They put the product in. They put a little probe in. They hit the button, but they have to check on it, just like a normal smoker, about every hour.
But also, too, you being able to do that with the program and keeps everything consistent. So somebody goes to the Twin Peaks in Fort Worth or the Twin Peaks in Minneapolis, Minnesota, if there's one there or not, they're going to get the same product.
Yes.
Yeah, and we get to put it right in the recipe, right? So you just kind of take that part of preheat this, get it up to this temperature. Well, now we say, well, hit program A, and that part's done. We still go through it in the recipe, but you say program A does this.
Right.
And the guys really love it. Part of the lack of turnover and the help with training, right? Everybody really appreciates the fact that it's real food. These guys take more pride in it. We pay them well. We treat them well. Their view at work is great.
Yeah.
Right? They got all the pretty girls running around.
Yeah.
But they really appreciate the
And your
fact that it's
turnover's low, correct?
Yeah, that it's real food.
Yeah.
They come in the morning, they turn the grill on, they throw tomatoes on to make salsa. Charred salsa every day.
Your queso and salsa is fresh every day. That salsa
Every day.
Yeah.
Right? They make
We're in Texas. Who doesn't like fresh queso?
they make the roasted jalapeno gravy almost every day.
That's on the chicken fried steak.
Yeah,
I love that.
They season the flour. They set up the station to make the fries and make the wings. I mean, it's regular, real cooking, and all these guys get it. But you can see the pride that they take when they make food like that.
I was shocked when I ate food. That's why I was so happy. I was so excited to get you on the show, and I was glad you said you had time. I mean, this was like it took a while to get you on the air, but I was real excited when because after a taste, I was just shocked.
Yeah.
So okay, so we've got the appetizers now. Let's give us a couple of let's see. I tried that pork sandwich. That's on the sandwich menu though.
Yeah.
So you've got the pork sandwich. What else you have?
I mean, burgers,
Yeah.
steaks. We do a smash patty burger.
What's that?
As a burger guy, right?
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
So we do a custom blend ground beef puck. It's made just for us. And we do kind of the push down smash patty. Gets real crusty on the outside.
I love that crusty.
Right? Kind of that old school
Flat grill?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? You get a little bit extra seasoning, you get that real flavor onto it, melt that cheese on there.
Well, a hamburger's important. I think for me, and I spend all year eating hamburgers. I don't know if it's my list, but I think that a flat grill, especially one that's been seasoned, been cooked on a while, and the meat's smashed and smoked and smoked, it's cooked in its own grease. I just don't see how you beat that flavor.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
And I really feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong, a char grilled burger is pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? It as long as you got it made correctly.
Yeah.
But you can go up on your fat content in a good way.
Sure.
Right? Bring more flavor to that burger.
Yeah.
You can go a little bit different cuts of meat that you're putting in that ground beef. And it just, I think it's the best. From my opinion, a smash patty, 1, 2, 5, however much you want to put on there,
Right.
that's the way to go.
So you can have 3, 4, 5 patties on there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, I bet that's.
I don't think you should do that from a health
we're gonna do
standpoint.
it. We're gonna do it.
I'd rather give you 5 different burgers.
We're gonna go to the whenever I come to the brewery over there, we're gonna do a burger video over there.
Yeah. So just to touch on that, we own our own brewery.
Yeah, here we go. Now let's talk about this, man. Hang on. They own their own brewery too. They make their own beer.
Yeah. So we have a brewery out in Irving that produces beer for all of our restaurants. Really cool. I mean, until I had this job, I knew about beer, but I went there at 4 a.m. with the brewers and started brewing with them. It was incredible.
Yeah.
These guys are no joke. And then you get there at 4 a.m., all tired, and they hand you an IPA and say, here, you got to try this. I was like, man, I just brushed my teeth. I can't do an IPA right now. I don't know if they're just trying to mess with me and break me in or what, but.
That's funny. So the brewery is attached to, you actually have a Twin Peaks at the brewery.
Yeah.
So the Twin Peaks in front of I haven't been there yet. They've invited me, and I haven't, and I'm going to go, but I've just been busy. It's in front of the restaurant,
right to the side, pretty much.
Side, okay.
It's a big location. The restaurant's big. The brewery's big. I mean, it's
and you
really
make it there and
cool.
ship it to the rest of the locations.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it's shipped to the location. So we're going to say the food is fresh from scratch. If somebody goes and gets a beer at Twin Peaks, how long is the travel time from the brewery to a location, to a store?
I mean, we're about to launch a Mexican lager right now that we're real proud of. It was finished last Monday. It's hitting stores today.
Okay.
So what's that?
Not even a week.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Barely. 4 days.
4 days.
From keg to on the tap for people.
Do y'all truck your own stuff, or do you have a truck company that does it?
We use a distributor.
Okay, yeah, because it'd be hard to run your own truck.
Yeah, we don't want to mess with those Texas liquor laws, so
oh boy,
we follow it to the T.
Ooh, that's strict, ain't they?
Oh yeah,
I think we're the strictest state in the country now, don't we, for liquor?
Probably.
Yeah, I think we do.
But hey, man, they treat us real well.
So you said a Mexican lager.
Yeah.
What's that all about? You got tequila? Is Janet going to like it?
So not yet, but yes.
Okay.
Right. So we have the ability to make smaller batches and do some kind of experimental stuff at the brewery. So when you come and hang out with us, you'll see it. So we can make 1 keg at a time or 150 kegs at a time.
Wow,
so
cool.
we have been test piloting pretty much every week a different flavor to see kind of where we're going, what's doing well, what's trending. This one is really good. I mean, it's an easy drinker. You can have a couple of them.
And what's the flavor profile on it?
Think Modelo, Tecate.
Oh, I love Modelo.
Right up there. Everything that everybody loves.
I don't know why I like Modelo so much, but it's got Modelo has like a real smooth, crisp flavor to me.
That's exactly what we were going for, right? So you get it's kind of that classic when you think of a beer, really nice yellow color to it, crystal clear. Good carbonation.
Doesn't slap you in the face after they.
Not a super high alcohol content, not a lot of hops, but this one compared to a lot of the bigger guys too, because we can custom make it. It's got a really good mouth feel is how I would describe it, right? It's got a little bit more weight and chew to it in a good way.
So am I going to try that?
You
one?
know you're
yeah.
drinking a beer when you
Okay.
drink it in the best way possible. And then, so now we're going to get the tequila barrels that when we go down and pick it up, when those empty barrels come up, we're going to age that Mexican lager in there. Do something kind of cool.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
That's going to change the flavor profile quite a bit. It's going to have a hint
Absolutely.
of that tequila in there.
Yeah.
That blue agave, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're starting to mess around with some mezcal and stuff too.
Now, now, you know what? Hang on, we're going to talk about that too. If someone said there was going to be a shortage of blue agave, is that true or not?
Absolutely.
There is, okay.
That's why the price, if you are a tequila drinker, the real good stuff, the price keeps going up. And it's
Okay.
not from these guys trying to
hijack everything.
Or, whatever's going on.
And
in
it's not the restaurateurs wanting
Yeah.
to just raise the
And
price.
it's not us doing it either.
Yeah.
It's because there's just not enough. Because it takes 7 to 10 years for that
Yeah.
pina, right? The big plant to grow.
Yeah,
So these guys can't predict how much tequila they need 10 years ago.
Yeah. I'm sure they're shocked how much they need now versus what they needed 10 years ago.
They're loving life, but they also wish that they had enough. If they had it, they would make it.
I know, but I don't think they can hydroponic that stuff. I haven't seen anybody. Has anybody tried to do that yet?
No.
I don't think it had the same flavor, would it?
No, it's super protected. It has to come from just a couple cities in Mexico to really be
Kind of like champagne from the region. of France. Okay.
Absolutely. And I feel like it's the same quality drops that you'll see, from Champagne or Napa compared to if I started growing champagne
there's a big
grapes in my
difference
backyard.
Let me tell you something. There's a big difference in flavors of tequila. I'm going to tell you right now.
Absolutely.
Because if I have a shot of $30 tequila, it's fine. If someone tries to give me that old, whatever it is, I'll be like, I can't even drink that. I'll be like, that bad. I can drink just about anything, but that's just like drinking gasoline.
Yeah. I'm
Bad.
telling you.
Is that 100% tequila? Why is it so bad?
Normally they're just rushing it. So it's
Yeah.
still 100% tequila, but it's just young. So it comes off with way different chemicals coming out of it. And it ends up tasting like you're drinking diesel. Right?
boy.
Like, nobody wants that.
Gotta be
you
tough.
You get that good tequila. It's it's
smooth.
it's like drinking butter almost, right? It's ooh.
And I chill mine, and that even makes it smoother.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Some people don't like it when you do that. I'm with you. That big ice cube, just
Yeah.
like it's whiskey.
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
whole.
I'm not saying I drink, but when I do,
When I do, right, I want to have the good stuff.
That's exactly right.
I'd rather have a little bit of the good stuff than a lot of the bad stuff.
that's right. That's right. So the do tequila, and that's going to do the beer.
Yeah.
So you got the fresh beers. What other beers do you have besides that? How many beers does Twin Peaks make for Twin Peaks?
We do about 6 flavors right now.
Awesome.
4 really year round, 2 rotating out, and then
Okay.
like I said, we're doing 1 a week.
Seasonal beers are a big thing, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Huge.
So if you go to the brewery, if you go to that store in Irving, you get all the experimental stuff. Because
Yeah.
we'll make 1 keg of it and say, all right, well, we got to sell it.
Yeah.
Test it out.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to that store. I'll be walking around goofy all day.
We'll get you some pecan pies, a couple beers.
Yeah. I'll Uber it over there.
Absolutely.
Jana. No, I'm just kidding.
Kevin and I will meet you there. Don't worry, man.
Okay, so we've talked about the sandwiches and some of the ribs, chicken fried steak. You have steaks there too, right?
We do. So we do a sirloin and a ribeye.
Yeah, the ribeye. So I didn't get a ribeye, but I thought I saw one come out when I was there. It looked really good.
Absolutely. We sell a lot. You'd be shocked. And that was a relatively recent addition to our menu. We knew we could kind of elevate
Sure.
what we had going on. I mean,
As a matter of fact, I did. There was 4 guys in at the bar. That's where I saw it. When I walked out, they were 4 guys all eating. I think they were in from the oil field, or they were some kind of service people. But they were all eating it. Up there,
exactly. So good story. I just got back from our store out in Odessa.
Yeah.
Man, I have never seen so many people eat ribeye steaks for lunch. I'm talking easily 200 ribeyes.
Really?
In about an hour and a half.
Really?
Grilled asparagus.
Fresh ribeyes too, by the way.
Fresh.
Not frozen. Fresh.
Fresh ribeyes, grilled asparagus,
Yeah.
cooked fresh. I mean, and then they sit there. I mean, those guys, if they're off for the day, they're
Midland, Odessa, Sweetwater, anything Abilene West. Those boys can eat, man.
Oh yes.
I was shocked. Shocked. But
What is the price point on a ribeye out there?
I don't
20?
know. It's a little bit more than that. It changes by location.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
A bit. I'd say it's probably in the $22, $23
After seeing
range.
y'all's menu, whatever it is, it's worth it.
And that's
'Cause
what-
everything on y'all's menu is priced. I want to say this: being in the restaurant business all my life and being what I do now, y'all's menu and your drink menu, your food menu, it's priced right. I mean, they are doing it right, literally.
I mean, like I said, we want, if you're there for, a budget experience,
Yeah.
we got it.
You do,
If you're there and you just came off the oil fields and you just got your paycheck, we're there for you too.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Like,
You got. Yeah, so what's the most expensive glass of whiskey y'all have?
whew, depending on the time of year, in some locations we're probably up around $100, $150 mark.
Okay, what about tequila?
About the same.
That's
I mean, we got some really good mezcals that we're bringing in.
I was going there too. My friend David Hall's chef. He's gas monkey stuff. I don't know if you've met David, but good. When he opened up his restaurant Fort Worth, he had like 100 different mezcal. He loves mezcal, and he's so educated on it. He's real smart, but he educated himself mezcal, tequila. Every time I'd ask him a question, he'd spend 5 minutes each one. I'm like, oh, David, but I mean, there's that much difference in all those mezcals. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, there are now. So, what is the difference between mezcal and tequila for people who are listening? Layman's terms.
Think just to break it down to layman's terms, right? The biggest difference, it's like whiskey to scotch.
Okay.
Right? So it's a lot smokier. The whole process is different, a lot more complex. I like doing both together. So we're going to start doing cocktails, high-end tequila with a little bit of that mezcal. So you get some of the smokiness, makes it more approachable, but you still get that real creamy tequila backing.
What's the process differences, real quick, between making tequila and mezcal? Like, what's the differences? Let's just say, just kind of a overview.
As far as I know,
smokier.
Yeah, as far as I know, really the whole process changes because instead of steaming the big pineapple-looking plants, they bake them.
Okay.
And the old traditional method is they make a big fire in the ground, big campfire, line it with rock, and throw them in there to cook it, just so they can get that sugar going. So it's a little bit more caramelized, roasted. You get that smoke.
Yeah.
They do it on purpose, and then the barrel itself too, right? They char that even more. White tequila, it might not even hit a barrel.
No, yeah. Now, are you going down a tequila trip to Mexico?
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to have a little more knowledge. The next time I come on the show, I'm going to grill you a little bit more about that.
So I'm going to bring some tequila next time I come on. Next time I come on, we'll have the Mexican lager and the tequila, all right?
All right, so let's talk about the desserts because I love food. When you brought that, I was telling Jenna, oh, yeah. I'm sure it's pecan pie.
I think your direct quote was, "This is something special."
Yeah.
This is something special.
Yeah, that was my direct quote. When I saw it the first time, I was like, "This is not going. This is going to be this average pecan." It was far from average. It's delicious, man.
Yeah.
So how do y'all serve the pecan pie? So it's got ice cream. I'm trying to remember. It was I've shared it on all my social media, but it had ice cream on it too, right?
Yep. So we couldn't bring it today, unfortunately, but normally it's topped with ice cream, and then here you can kind of see too. We do a house-made bourbon caramel sauce. They make every day.
Guys, can you phone in on this right here real quick? See this right here? This pecan pie right here. Look at this. This is delicious. So one more time, let's talk about it now. Go ahead.
So, if the pecan pie wasn't good enough already, then we pour our bourbon caramel sauce that we make
That's what,
every day.
Yeah. Not that I don't like. It's not that I just don't. It's not that I love bourbon. It's just that the whole combination was fantastic.
And I mean, kind of to bring it all back together, right? That caramel sauce, it's 4 ingredients.
Yeah.
Brown sugar, butter, some heavy cream, and whiskey.
Fresh ingredients.
That's it.
Cooked.
4.
It's cooked fresh.
Yeah. 4.
4 ingredients. It's cooked properly, though.
Yeah.
And then the ice cream. What kind of ice cream is it?
So we do, kind of depends on location right now, but for the most part, it's...
The Cisco warehouse. It's usually just a vanilla ice cream.
We did Bluebell for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
It was my
ice cream was one thing you don't make in a store, which is you can't make everything, but that's funny.
Unfortunately, but
you hang on, you might be. Who knows?
We might be, but a lot of our guys too will go and get a local company to do ice cream for them. So,
that's cool. Well, what I had was delicious. So
we do, depending on the location, they do local bakeries. I mean, it's
phenomenal.
Keep it real, man.
Okay, so what other desserts you have on the menu besides the pecan pie?
We do a brownie sundae, and we do apple turnovers.
All right,
fresh fried.
Okay, so
apple-filled turnovers.
Y'all heard it right here on Trey's Chatting Live. I want y'all to go. We got Alex and we got Kevin, Super Alex and Quick Kevin, and Twin Peaks Restaurants. What's the zip code? I searched zip code. What's the email the website address?
TwinPeaksRestaurants.com.
Twin Peak. How hard is that? TwinPeaksRestaurants.com. They have everything. They have locations on there. They have some menus on there, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All of our locations, the menu, specials, any events we have going on. We do a lot of music festivals that we're going to go up even bigger than that. Got a restaurant eventually opened up in Nashville, so
that's what I'm talking
get some
about.
good music going on with them.
So go to TwinPeaks.com, TwinPeaksRestaurants.com.
Yeah.
And check it out. And then if you're trying to find us, it's very easy. It's TreysChowdown.com, and that's Trey with an E. All the sexy, handsome Treys are spelled with E, not A. It's TreysChowdown.com. I got a restaurant guide on there. I have a Texas barbecue guide on there. We've got all our podcasts on there. It's a huge website. Location, I got all thinking about chefs, and these two gentlemen will be added to our chefs directory. If he's a chef you're looking for, you can just tap on his picture, and it'll go right to his information. And then if you're looking for a restaurant, you can just tap the picture you like. Also, the thing we added last year was our Texas barbecue, which we're going to have to add y'all to that deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you just find a barbecue that you like and tap the picture and it takes you to it. We're also going to be on ABC Channel 8 June 28th here in Dallas-Fort Worth of Victory Plaza. Set your TVs for that. Until next week, guys, we'll see y'all next Friday. Trey's Chow Down Live. We're gone.